Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the 9 PM news on the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Niketh Karunaratna.
And I'm Sitami Jayaratna. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
The President meets German tourism sector representatives. An invitation has also been made to invest in Sri Lanka's tourism sector. The Tel Aviv airport in Israel Air territory closed until further notice. Operations to trace the black box of the ill-fated Indian aircraft expedited. Attention also focused to temporarily stop flights of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner aircrafts. 3,451 multitask development trainees have been deployed with permanent appointments to maintain electric fences. All services of the Presidential Fund to be made fully accessible online from the 21st of this month. Prison Superintendent of Anuradhapura further remanded.
On to those and other stories in detail now. President Anurakumara Dissanayake, who is currently on an official visit to the Federal Republic of Germany, met with representatives of the tourism and travel industry associations, along with outbound travel tour operators today in Berlin.
The President extended an open invitation to German investors to explore and engage in tourism-related ventures in the country. During the meeting, the President outlined the progressive measures undertaken by the Sri Lankan government to promote sustainable tourism. The President emphasizes improvements in tourism infrastructure, ongoing promotional campaigns and enhanced safety protocols aimed at positioning Sri Lanka as a leading travel destination through sustainable tourism practices. President Dissanayake also drew attention to key focus areas such as human resource development within the tourism sector, the promotion of cultural and ecotourism and environmental protection initiatives. He noted that these efforts are part of a comprehensive strategy to strengthen the tourism industry while preserving the island's natural and cultural heritage. Germany currently ranks as the fourth largest source market for tourism to Sri Lanka. In 2024 alone, the country welcomed approximately 136,000 German tourists, with over 69,000 arrivals recorded by the end of May this year. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijitha Herath, along with Sri Lanka's ambassador to Germany Varuni Muthukumaran, and other officials participated in the meeting. Attention has been paid to expand direct flights between Sri Lanka and Germany. At the meeting held yesterday between Minister Vijitha Herath and Minister of State of Economic Affairs and Energy of Federal Republic of Germany, Dr. Thomas Stephen. Germany is the fourth tourism market of Sri Lanka, and as such, attention has been paid to expand direct flights between the two countries as another step to improve tourist facilities. The meeting was held in between the German officials' tour of President Anurakumara Dissanayake. Germany also promised to further increase the vocational training assistance provided to Sri Lanka in order to create skilled labourers.
Senior lecturer of the Open University, Ramindu Pereira, says that the enthusiasm of the present government to maintain friendly relations with the world based on the non-aligned policy is visible during the official German visit of the President. He also pointed out that this tour is also a new approach for investments, trade and the tourism sector with the European Union. Senior lecturer of the Open University, Ramindu Pereira, said that Germany is the world's fourth largest economy and a country which plays a major role in the European Union. With the maintenance of friendly relations, it clearly demonstrates the excellent relationship Sri Lanka maintains with the European Union, which can be described as a powerful camp in the world. He further said that the effort of the present government is to maintain friendly relations based on the non-aligned policy without entering into conflicts. It is also important to improve relationship with Germany since it is a major economic power in the world, and this is very important for a country like Sri Lanka when considered in the economic perspective. More than 50 German institutions are prepared to bring foreign investments into Sri Lanka at present. It has to be explored whether these investments can be widened.
Authorities says operations in the search of black box, which includes its file data, has been accelerated in order to determine the cause of the Indian air crash.
Meanwhile, it has been reported that the government has paid attention to the temporary stoppage of all flights of the Boeing 787 Dreamliners of Air India.
The AI-171 Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, which took off from Ahmedabad in western India to Gatwick Airport in London, Britain, crashed onto a residential area at Ahmedabad yesterday afternoon. It has been confirmed by now that 241 passengers on board died in the air crash. Somehow, according to the security divisions, the number of students that perished at the medical students' hostel of the plane crash has not been confirmed as of yet. About 10 dead bodies have been recovered from the crash spot, while more than 50 persons injured are being still treated at hospitals. All the dead bodies recovered so far have been charred in such a way that they cannot be identified. As such, according to hospital sources, DNA tests are being conducted in order to confirm the identity of those who have been completely burnt in the crash. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Ahmedabad and witnessed the nature of the disaster himself. He had a special discussion with the chiefs of Air India as well. The Indian Prime Minister also expressed his deepest condolences to the members of the family of the former Chief Minister of Gujarat, Vijay Rupavahini, who died in the air crash. Everyone's attention has been focused on the 40-year-old British citizen Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, who miraculously escaped the plane crash. It has been identified that he was the passenger of seat number 11A of the ill-fated flight. The seat is located adjacent to the emergency exit of the plane. Ramesh initially said that he cannot describe how he escaped himself, but later on said that his seat and the part of the plane which separated during the crash was thrown onto the lower portion of the hostel building and got an opportunity to escape from a space among the debris. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah also visited the hospital to inquire about his health condition. Meanwhile, a lady from Ahmedabad, Bhumi Chauhan, was lucky to escape the crash since she did not have permission to enter the flight due to a 10-minute delay. She has told media persons that she could not express her feelings once she came to know about the crash initially when she was about to come out of the airport after missing the flight. The crash has been considered as the air crash which included the highest insurance compensation in India. According to reports, by now, damage control and compensation is being followed. The owner of Air India, the Tata company, has announced by now that an amount of 10 million Indian rupees will be paid as compensation to a victim of the crash.
The councillors elected to Colbo Municipal Council from the National People's Power were sworn in today before Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. National People's Power in the party that has won the majority of votes of Colbo Municipal Council at the local government polls held recently. MPP won 48 votes. The swearing-in ceremony was held today at the JVP headquarters in Palwatha. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that the government contested in Colbo as a team not with the narrow aim of capturing power but to provide a beautiful city to all the people of it. Everyone in the government is extremely alert in implementing that vision. As such, the government is ready to get the leadership of Colombo City in a democratic contest. Deputy Minister Sunil Watagala said that it is a pleasure to say that all the people's representatives of this government are in the council in a way representing everybody. He said that it is also a matter of pride as a direct that the Colbo Municipal Council has been able to provide the example to the country. Municipal Councillor Brai Kali Balthasar said that everybody is eyeing at Colombo As to what would happen on the 16th, the government officially took the oath as members today, taking the initial steps of securing power at the Colbo Municipal Council on the 16th. She added that the MPP will be able to secure the majority and take the administration of the Colbo Municipal Council.
In the meantime, 3,451 persons who had been recruited as multitask development trainees have been appointed to the post of multitask development wildlife assistants in charge of maintaining electric fences. They were awarded their appointments today. The function was held at the Ministry of Environment under the leadership of Minister Dr. Dhammika Patawandi. The occasion was joined by Deputy Minister of Environment Anton Jayakodi and a group of others. Under the program of recruiting 100,000 multitask development trainees, this troop has been attached to the service in the Wildlife Department. Steps have been taken to solve the problem of awarding a permanent appointment to these employees after the present government came into power under proper supervision and an expedited program. Accordingly, appointment letters were handed over to 50 permanent appointees as a token by the Minister of Environment. The government is actively mediating in a unique manner to manage the elephant-human conflict, and so far 437 electric fences have been constructed island-wide, which extends to a length of 5,644 kilometers. There are 647 activation cells for the electric fences.
Provision of all service provided to the public by the President's Fund will be provided online since the 21st of this month. The accepting of the application was conducted by all provincial secretariat officers of the island on the 7th of February for the medical supply service for the general public from the President's Fund. All agreements are in place by now to decentralize all other service of the President's Fund since this program is being implemented extremely successfully. Accordingly, opportunities have been provided to apply online from any provincial secretariat office of the island for the public for all services implemented under the President Fund, including provision of relief aid for the elimination of poverty, educational scholarships, application of children who display skills in education, relief aid provided for persons with special abilities, appreciation of persons who dedicated their service nationally or for the country, relief aid provided for accidents and disaster situations. This facility will be provided for the people as a result of decision taken by the President and the controlling board of the President Fund, and it is expected to provide benefits to large number of people.
Now, in the meantime, Israel's military says that Iran fired about 100 drones towards its territory, many of which were intercepted after Israel carried out waves of strikes on Iran overnight. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has warned Israel that it must expect severe punishment following the crime of attacking Iran and killing several top-level military commanders and 6 nuclear scientists. The Israeli military continues to launch waves of strikes against the Iranian military and nuclear sites as well as major cities. US President Trump praised the Israeli attacks as excellent and said Iran still has time to make a deal over its nuclear program before there is nothing left of the country. The United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that the US is not involved in the strikes and warns Iran against attacking American bases in the region. Leaders of Britain, France and Germany have called for all sides to refrain from further escalation after Israeli strikes against nuclear and military facilities in Iran. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's office said Russia's foreign ministry on Friday urged Russian citizens to refrain from travelling to Iran. The Foreign Employment Bureau, quoting the Sri Lankan ambassador to Israel, advised Sri Lankans planning to travel to Israel to consult with the employment agency or the Foreign Employment Bureau before making any arrangements. In light of the 48-hour state of emergency declared by Israel yesterday, Ambassador Nimal Bandara urged Sri Lankans in Israel to prioritize their safety. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, issuing a statement, said that Sri Lanka is deeply concerned by the recent developments between Israel and Iran. Sri Lanka urges both countries to exercise restraint, engage in dialogue and pursue diplomatic initiatives to de-escalate the tense situation. The Sri Lanka missions in both countries are closely monitoring the situation and remain in contact with the Sri Lankan nationals in the respective countries. They are advised to exercise utmost caution and remain vigilant, the ministry announced. Now, several machines for the purpose of drying paddy seeds were donated to the Mahilapulama Field Crops Research and Development Institute today. These machineries have been received under the guidance of United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization and as an aid from the European Union. The machines were handed over today to the Mahilapulama Field Crops Research and Development Institute under the leadership of Minister K.D. Lalkantha. A group of officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and the European Union joined at this occasion. Minister K.D. Lalkantha said that the country is in an age of transformation where old faults also remain, and there are such old faults under the NPP administration as well. The same can be identified in the government service too. There are such things noticeable of politicians who are not from the government, including certain other new things to be built afresh. As such, the present era includes both old faults and the viable improvements brought in at present, and there is a conflict that is also visible. He added that those who represent the new era are trying to reverse the situation. This conflict can be witnessed at workplaces as well. The four divisions, namely politics, economy, society and culture, can also be seen. The country will be victorious in case the viable side is able to win the conflict. Now, in the meantime, Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumar Nayaka has instructed relevant officials to provide the maximum support necessary to successfully hold the global Bora community's spiritual assembly and convention that is scheduled to take place in Sri Lanka. The Secretary to the President issued these instructions during discussions held yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat regarding the Global Bora Conference and Convention. The Bora Conference and Convention will be held from the 27th June to 5th July, coinciding with the Bora community's spiritual assembly centered on the Bambalapitiya Bora Mosque and the Sri Lanka Exhibition and Convention Centre, with the participation of the community's spiritual leader, His Holiness Dr. Syedna Mufadal Saifuddin Sahib. Approximately 15,000 members of the Bora community from India and numerous other countries are expected to arrive in Sri Lanka for this convention and conference. Extensive discussions were held regarding the provision of all infrastructure facilities, including airport arrangements for them. A group of the Bora community's religious leaders, along with officials including the Secretary to the Foreign Ministry, Aruni Ranaraja, and Senior Additional Secretary to the President, Roshan Gamage, participated on this occasion.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayasinghe says that the present young generation is rapidly deviating from the consumption of vegetables and fruits. An attitudinal change should be created by focusing special attention of the parents and the community. The minister made these remarks joining the commemoration ceremony of the National Nutrition Month. This event was held at the water's edge under the title of Fruits and Vegetables Provide a Continuous Healing. Month of June each year has been named as the National Nutrition Month. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayasinghe said that compared to the senior generation, the youngsters are rapidly avoiding use of vegetables and fruits. Although children are educated on the benefits of using vegetables and fruits since the preschool, they have not used to consume them properly. Therefore, a change in the attitude should be done. Accordingly, health and nutrition should jointly be made a subject in schools. If this move can be continued for over several years, this project may be successful. Both state and private media are invited to prepare a program in this connection. They are instructed to educate the people regarding the nutrition through their programs.
Now, a Turkish modern military vessel arrived at the Colombo port today as a special tour to enhance the cooperation with the Sri Lanka Navy. The vessel, titled TCG Buhikura, is a productive Turkey and joined the naval service in 2013. This ship has multiple facilities as a warship. This belongs to the corvette with anti-submarine and direct naval combat facilities. This is on a tour in the Asian region and arrived in Sri Lanka from Malaysia. It will be anchored until next Monday in the Colombo harbour. The Turkish warship was ceremonially welcomed by the Sri Lanka Navy. Turkish ambassador to Sri Lanka, Semi Lutfu Turgut, was also present on this occasion. Stay tuned for more local news coming after this break. Welcome back, and continuing with more local stories, Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that the primary reason why inexperienced labour force refrains from enrolling in vocational training is the lack of appealing environments in the training institutions.
The Prime Minister made these remarks while participating in an awareness program held in Orgodwata Tech Institute. The program was organized aligned with the vision of Clean Sri Lanka, built upon environmental, social and ethical principles. Aim of this program is to enlighten the people over the upcoming Shrama Mehiyuma initiative scheduled to be implemented island-wide on the 4th of July, utilizing 311 national, district and regional vocational training centers. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said that if the country is able to reduce the proportion of inexperienced labour, which currently stands at approximately 72% of the inactive labour force, by 25% within the next years. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that the vocational education sector holds immense potential. It possesses a wide range of technical and professional expertise, as well as necessary tools and resources. Approximately 125,000 young trainees are currently enrolled in this institution. As such, a unique opportunity has emerged to launch a large-scale initiative aligned with the environmental pillar of the Sri Lanka program.
In the meantime, former Executive Director of the National Lotteries Board, Tusita Hallolua, has been further remanded until the 20th of this month, when he was produced before the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court. Hallolua has been accused of misappropriation of state assets that belong to the National Lotteries Board. Present Superintendent of Anuradhapura, Mohan Karunaratne, has been ordered to further be remanded until the 23rd of this month, when he was produced before the Anuradhapura Chief Magistrate today. He has been accused of releasing a prison inmate under the presidential pardon. The government's senior lawyer Udara Karunatilaka, who appeared for the Attorney General, informed the Colombo High Courts today that a witness who is connected to the case of kidnapping journalist Prageet Eknaligoda has been threatened. The case was summoned today before a three-member panel of High Court judges, including Namal Balale, Mahesh Veeraman and Sujeeva Nissanka. Considering the facts submitted by the State Council, Chairman of the three-member panel of judges ordered the prison officials that if the defendant is given bail from the Trincomalee Magistrates Court, he should be produced before the three-member panel of High Court judges in Colombo. The case against former Minister Kehliya Rambukvalla and former Chairman of State Printing Corporation Jayampati Bandara Heenkemda is being postponed up to the 25th of September this year. This decision was given when the case was summoned today before the Colombo High Court Judge Sujeeva Nissanka. The charge against Kehliya Rambukvalla is that he caused a loss to the government by paying a sum of nearly 240,000 rupees for the bill of his private mobile phone within the period of March and April in 2012, when he was the Minister of Mass Media. The charges have been filed against the defendants by the Bribery or Corruption Investigation Commission. The National Bhikkhu Front, led by Venerable Vakamulle Uditatera, has lodged a complaint at the Criminal Investigation Commission today against a statement made by former parliamentarian Udaya Gammanpila.
Program organized under the Clean Sri Lanka series of programs centering Anuradhapura was held yesterday at the Surapura Open Air Theatre. Samaditi Clean Minder program, as another project under the Clean Sri Lanka, was held at the Surapura Open Theatre in Anuradhapura yesterday with the participation of 3 armed forces, Sri Lanka Police and Civil Defence Force. This program was held successfully with the aim of providing mental healing to people through the correct vision.
And now we'll take a look at a few more local news items in brief. The inaugural session of the Student Parliament of the Mahamaya Balika Vidyalaya, Nugegoda, was held today at the old parliamentary complex of the President's office. It was held parallel to the series of vision programs implemented for school children by the President's office, Ministry of Education and the Communication Division of the Sri Lankan Parliament. The National Lotteries Board introduced a new lottery named Subadavasak recently at the Ministry of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation. The first draw of the new lottery will be held on the 9th of July as a special session of draw. Under the new lottery, apart from the normal competitions, an opportunity will be provided to win a number of awards, including a motor vehicle, electric motorcycles and a number of awards of 1 million rupees. Former Army Commander, Chief of Joint Operations and Defence Secretary General Hamilton Wanasinghe passed away today. He was under treatment at the Army Hospital in Colombo when he passed away at the age of 91 years. The final rites will be performed at the Baralda Public Cemetery with full Army honours at 5 p.m. on next Sunday. Now, in the meantime, the new pre-clinic building of the Faculty of Medicine, University of Moratuwa was opened today. This building with 6 stories was constructed at a cost of 795 million rupees. With the dawn of the Poson season, the Badulla city has been beautified with blossoming asala and flamboyant flowers during this year as well. This enchanting view can be witnessed every year during this period. Welcome back, and taking a look at sports news for tonight. South Korea won today's match against Sri Lanka in the Asian First Division rugby tournament played today. The match was played at the Colombo Racecourse grounds. Sri Lanka, South Korea, Hong Kong and the United Arab Emirates are participating in the Asian First Division rugby tournament. Sri Lanka played the first match of the tournament today. At the end of the first half of the match, Sri Lanka was in the lead as 17 points to 14. During the second half, Sri Lanka scored another 17 points, while South Korea also had another 24 points. Accordingly, South Korea was able to record a sharp victory in this match.
The national badminton champion of Sri Lanka, Viren Netthasinghe, he today defeated the world number 2 badminton player of Denmark, Andersen Andersen, in a match played at the Mercantile Service Indoor Badminton Stadium. A large number of fans were present there to see this match. According to the world ratings, Viren Netthasinghe is at the 66th position. This match was played at a mutual game and Netthasinghe was able to record victory as 2-0. The score was 21-18 and 21-14. Sri Lanka boys team won the first match they faced against the Maldives at the Under-16 South Asian basketball tournament held in the Maldives. At the first half of the match, Sri Lanka led 66 to 16 points. At the end of the scheduled time, Sri Lanka team recorded a unique victory as 116 to 28 points. Gerald Aaron scored 34 points as the highest number of points for Sri Lanka.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Do join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.